Welcome to all the growth learners. In this video, we're going to cover the default out-of-the-box funnel report for the user purchase journey and how you can customize your own funnels in GA4. To find the user purchase funnel, make sure you're in the report section, click on Monetization and User Purchase Journey. Now you have to make sure that you have e-commerce tracking set up for GA4 in order for this report, in order for this funnel to populate. So we see that it's a closed funnel where users must follow these steps to successfully flow through the funnel. You can see the number of users for each step and how many users advance to the following step. So we start out with 60,000 users for session start, but the number of users that view the product goes to 21% or 13,000. And then you can see the data for the rest of the steps. Only 0.7% of the 13,000 end up adding to cart, and from that number, that 0.7%, 63.5% of those that added to cart began to check out. Unfortunately, none of those within this time frame purchased. You can also see the abandonment rate for each step. You can click on View Funnel Steps to see the conditions for each step, but it looks like it's a standardized report or standardized configuration, so right now you can't change or configure the funnel steps. And then in this data table, it breaks it down by device category for each of these steps, and you can change the dimension to something else. For the chart, you can also zoom in and out to see the data points or the bars that have lower numbers. So you can do that by either scrolling in and out within the chart, or you can use these icons, these plus and minus icons in the bottom right corner of the chart. If you want to create your own custom funnels, go to the Explore section. You'll see an option for funnel exploration. We have the steps across the top here and the stages. For each stage, you can see how many users progressed to the next stage and how many users abandoned at each stage. In the table here, you can see the various steps along with the breakdown for device category, which was added in this section down here. And then for each step, you can see the percent of step 1 that advanced to the subsequent steps. 44,000, 72% of step 1 advanced to step 2, and then in step 3 you can see that 54% of those that began the funnel advanced to step 3, and finally 1% of the 61,000 advanced to purchase. And you can see the numbers for each device category here in the same column. And then for completion rate, these are the numbers that match what you see in the chart. So for those that completed step 1, we have 72%, as we can see up here, so that matches. And then for step 2, those that completed step 2, 74%, and you can see that matches the chart there, and then 1.8%. Then there's the abandonment column and the abandonment rate, which matches what you see in the chart as well. And we go over to the configuration section. So here you can adjust the date. Right now there's a custom date range, but you can set the date range to one of these so that it's always up to date. Click on apply. You can create a segment or drag one of the existing segments here over to the segment comparison. So if we wanted to take a look at paid traffic, we can add this in the segment comparison section, and the report will update so that we only look at the paid traffic. You can remove it by clicking on the X and add the dimensions for the breakdown. So you can see that it's already added device category. You can adjust the number of rows per dimension. And since the funnel exploration chart shows us the flow through the funnel, you can't add any metrics. Over here, you can choose whether you want a standard funnel or a trended funnel, which gives you a line chart for each stage. And you can see how that trends over time. So right now, it gives all of the stages in one chart, but you can click on these tabs at the top to highlight one stage. So right now, this blue line highlighted is the first open/visit, which is the first step. You can click on it and it'll isolate this line. Same thing for the rest of the stages, the rest of the steps. You can hover over to see which line is which, or you can click on one of those tabs to isolate that line. There's a toggle for making the funnel open or closed. If you make the funnel open, that means users can enter into the funnel at any step. So for example, if we look at the first stage, the first open and visit, you can see that this trend line is less than the other steps or stages because users were entering into the funnel at other steps. So you can make it closed where the users must start from step 1 by leaving this off. Over here, continuing in the tab settings, you can configure the steps, remove any steps if you want, or edit the steps, which you can configure in this area. So you can adjust any steps beginning with the title. You can copy the step, remove step, or add steps above or below with these options from the 3 dots here. You can change the event. You can add parameters based on these dimensions. You can add multiple conditions for each step. Like in step 1, it's already using an OR statement, but you can also add another OR statement or add an AND statement. So for example, we can add a new condition for geography where we want the country to be set to United States. Click on apply and the preview summary will update to the right. And then for subsequent steps, you can indicate whether you want it to indirectly follow by or directly followed by, which means step 2 comes right after the step 1 for directly followed by. Indirectly followed by means step 2 can follow step 1 at any time in the session. And here you can add a time if you want to add this restriction. So you can turn this on and adjust the time frame that you want the next step to follow. You can scroll down and add another step if you wish. And when you're ready, just click apply. You can toggle on to show the elapsed time for the funnel, and you can see the amount of time that it takes to complete each step. And you can add any filters that you wish. What's nice about these Explore reports is they have these undo and redo buttons when you adjust your Explore report. So if you found this useful, please like, comment, subscribe, and if you want more content on digital analytics, including tracking, reporting, analysis. We'll see you in the next episode.